How many hours did you sleep last night? If it was less than 7, your brain might already be changing in ways you can't feel yet. Before you scroll away, let me explain. We live in a world that celebrates overwork. We often hear phrases like hustle harder, push through, sleep when you are dead. Sleep is treated like a luxury, not the basic biological need it really is. But here's the truth. Research is now revealing that deep sleep might be one of the brain's most powerful defenses against memory loss and diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. And when we skip it, the damage can start silently, years before we notice anything. Hi, I'm Dr. Harshi Peiris. I have a PhD in the biological sciences, and I've spent years studying neurodegeneration, not as a headline reader, but as a scientist working behind the scenes inside research labs and alongside biotech companies trying to find real treatments. My goal here is simple: to help you make sense of complex brain diseases based on real science, real research, and clinical trials, not just Google headlines or surface-level answers. I'll break down how this disease really works, from what happens inside the brain and the genes that raise the risk, to the tests doctors use, the treatments we have, and the new research bringing hope for better answers. I want to give you clear facts, not fear, so you can truly understand what's happening inside the brain, what actually works, and what doesn't, and maybe even how to protect yourself or a loved one based on scientific facts. Let us look first at the quiet connection between sleep and dementia. Sleep isn't just downtime. It's when your brain is actively on the job, clearing waste, repairing connections, strengthening your memory. When you enter deep, restorative sleep, your brain shifts into a completely different mode. It slows some activities, powers up others, and restores balance in ways that simply don't happen when you're awake. One of its most critical nighttime jobs is waste removal. Not trash in your house, but microscopic proteins that, if they build up, can damage your brain cells. This job is handled by a specialized cleaning network called the glymphatic system. Here's the catch. If you get too little sleep, your brain has less time to clean. And when waste piles up, it can impair memory, slow thinking, and over years trigger the same brain changes seen in Alzheimer's and other dementias. And this isn't just theory. In one of the largest studies ever, the UK Biobank project researchers found that people with poor sleep patterns had 76% higher risk of any dementia, more than double the risk for vascular dementia, 55% higher risk for Alzheimer's. The takeaway from this study is millions of us may be raising our dementia risk every night without realizing it. But there's good news. The brain is adaptable. Even if you've struggled with sleep for years, improving it now can still help protect your mind and slow harmful changes. Next, let us talk about brain's nighttime cleaning. Think of your brain like a busy city. All day, it's factories. Your brain cells are hard at work producing thoughts, processing emotions, and storing memories. This work is energy intensive. Your brain burns about 20% of your body's daily energy. And, like any city, it creates waste. Among the waste are proteins like beta-amyloid and tau tangles, and other proteins that can be involved with diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's diseases. These are made naturally by your body based on your DNA, not from your diet. Here's where sleep becomes critical. During deep sleep, the glymphatic system kicks into high gear. The channels between brain cells widen, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to sweep through and flush out the waste, leaving the brain's streets clear for the next day. But cut your sleep short? You send the cleaning crew home early. Over time, the trash piles up, clogging those streets, setting the stage for diseases like dementia. And one of the biggest reasons this cleaning shift gets cut short is stress. Next, let's explore what happens when stress joins forces with sleep loss. Stress doesn't just make it harder to sleep. It can damage the brain directly. Most people don't skip sleep by choice. It's usually stress, work deadlines, caregiving, shift work, that constant worry at 2 a.m. And stress doesn't just steal your sleep. It amplifies the damage. This can result in a stress hormone overload. One of the main culprits here is a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol, your main stress hormone, does 3 things to your brain over time. First, cortisol, it attacks the hippocampus, your brain's memory hub. Studies show chronic stress can shrink it, weaken connections, and block the growth of new brain cells. Second, stress throws off your body clock or the circadian rhythm in your body. Think of your body like it runs on a 24-hour timer. In the morning, a stress hormone called cortisol is supposed to rise like an internal cup of coffee that helps you wake up. At night, another hormone, melatonin, should take over like nature's sleeping pill. But when stress piles up, that clock gets scrambled. Cortisol stays high at night, melatonin never gets its chance, and suddenly you're lying in bed exhausted but wide awake. Even if you do fall asleep, your body doesn't reach the deep, healing stages it needs. Third, cortisol and stress increases inflammation. Stress leaves behind tiny sparks that keep burning in the brain and body, slowly wearing them down. That's something scientists call inflammation. Normally, your stress hormones can act like fire extinguishers, calming things down. But when stress piles up, or when you don't sleep, your body gets stuck in fight mode. The brakes fail. Instead of protecting you, your defense system keeps running and starts doing harm. And over time, that slow burn can damage the brain. So when stress and poor sleep combine, it's like your brain city's producing more garbage, while also sending the cleaning crew home early. That's why researchers say stress and sleep loss don't just make you tired. Together, they quietly accelerate the brain changes that drive Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Even missing just one night of good sleep can start causing harm. Research shows that amyloid, the sticky protein linked to Alzheimer's disease, rises after a single night of poor sleep. That means it's not just chronic sleep loss over years. That's dangerous. Every hour you lose tonight starts a chain reaction in your brain. The good news, the brain is resilient. Even one night of recovery helps start clearing that buildup. Next, let us look at Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and the sleep link. For Alzheimer's, the connection is clear. Consistently sleeping less than 6 hours a night in midlife is linked to a much higher risk of developing dementia later on. Your brain literally starts to accumulate the proteins that damage memory and thinking. Parkinson's is affected too. There's a condition called REM sleep behavior disorder, where people physically act out their dreams. It can show up years before Parkinson's is even diagnosed, making it one of the earliest warning signs. Chronic poor sleep also increases something called oxidative stress. Think of it as cellular rust that slowly wears down the brain cells producing dopamine, the chemical that helps control movement. Over time, this can worsen tremors, stiffness, and other motor symptoms. The good news is, just because your sleep hasn't been perfect in the past, doesn't mean your brain is doomed. Even later in life, improving your sleep can help your brain start repairing itself. Better sleep helps clear harmful proteins, protect memory, and keep your thinking and movement sharp. Every hour of quality sleep is like investing in your brain's health for the years ahead. We often think dementia is something you're born with, or just comes with age. But the truth is, your everyday choices, especially how you sleep, have a huge impact on your brain's future. And let's be honest, modern life does not make it easy. Long work hours, late night screen time, constant stress, and night shifts all chip away at the deep, restorative sleep your brain needs to stay sharp. Here's the scary part. You don't need a dramatic mistake to put your brain at risk. Just the way many of us live, day to day can quietly raise your chances of memory problems later. The good news: it's never too late to start protecting your brain. Every step you take toward better sleep tonight, even small changes, helps clear harmful proteins, strengthen memory, and keep your thinking sharp for the years ahead. Your future brain is counting on you. So what can you do right now? Let's talk about it. There's a lot you can do to protect your brain starting tonight. First, treat sleep like medicine. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of consistent, quality sleep. Think of it as giving your brain the time it needs to clean up, repair, and get ready for the next day. Second, lower your stress load. Daily mindfulness, breathing exercises, or even just learning to say no can make a huge difference. Stress isn't just uncomfortable, it literally wears your brain down. Third, protect your natural body clock, your circadian rhythm. Go to bed and wake up at consistent times and make morning sunlight your friend. Even small changes in routine can help your brain recharge more efficiently. Finally, stop glorifying burnout. Pushing through fatigue doesn't earn you points. It costs you decades of healthy brain function. Protecting your sleep and stress levels isn't indulgence. It's prevention. Every hour counts. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's a non-negotiable part of brain health. Every hour you protect tonight is an investment in you 20 years from now. And every hour you cut short, you may be paying for it with moments you'll never get back. Your future self is counting on you starting tonight. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe. Share it with someone who needs real facts, not fear. Drop a comment and tell me what you'd like me to explain next. And if you want deeper dives and clear breakdowns, you can also find me on Substack for detailed, easy-to-understand posts. I'm Dr. Harshi Peiris, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.